this thing of trying to balance, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to quit. Then it took another year or two, he's convinced that to get to the point where I quit. And finally, when I took the decision, I took information about certain rehabs and the certain ways. So as a certain why, and I picked one, and I called my mom the day before. I told her, listen, mom, because she had been trying to convince me.
I was about to ask you that, Uguti. Obviously, with you going through all of this, besides Uguti, the businesses are shutting down anymore, this also affects your family.
Yes.
Because although you partying and snorting with abanya bantu, there's another group of people who are indirectly affected by this.
Yes.
How was this on your family situation?
At first, they didn't know what was happening. You know, but they could see there was something wrong. You know, up until it got to my mom's attention that there was a problem. You know, and she tried to convince me to quit. And you know, unfortunately, at the time I did not see the problem in Ngani. I used to say, you know, yonke problem I will be able to put myself out of it. You know, rehab will be a sign of a failure, which okay, shooting failure. And I had to get someone else to help me, and I didn't want to get to that point whereby I admit failing. So being up, you know, and it ended up so we don't understand why. It's okay, low nalinking on ngani, it's fine. Sesozwa ngekhola makuthi type thing, you know. So which is obviously hurting a lot, you know. Now I understand that and the pain that I put them through. And my sisters at school, they were hearing things. My figure was on Bows and Pig. They were in high school at the time. But we were hearing this. We heard you fainted at the stage because you were on this. Wada. You know what I'm saying? So it was quite a dramatic thing.
Did you faint?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez, yeah, it's just incredible. So, with these people that you're snorting with and partying with, like you're sitting there and having thoughts of changing your life around, but there's also that fear of losing this comfortability that has become your life. Because the English saying goes, as you change, so will the people around you.
Yes. Look, you know, there wasn't really that pressure you would say, do it, or we're all doing it together. You know, there were some of Mami that didn't do it, there's some of Mami that did it, respect. I'm not gonna judge you, and you know, and I know what I'm doing is bad, but I'm not gonna invite you. Type of, you know, so it wasn't, it was just dragging friends. I think no cooler, you know, it wasn't that pressure, you know. They didn't find room really to say, hey, Sox, I won't get bed. You know what I'm saying? If you put you velil, would comment, they would, but they saba because in a lot of times if one be causer, we are again.
Yes, that's
you know,
true. Yeah.
Labo who did try, and you know what? Rather
yeah.
than would anger be like those away.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, with going to rehab, there's a lot of talking that happens in terms of why it is that you are addicted to the substance, that you know, there's a lot of therapy that goes into it. What is the one thing that you discovered about yourself when you were in rehab?
Look, I discovered that I am blessed, you know, and get blessed. I have a responsibility, you know, to my community, to my friends, to the industry, you know, to the people that love what we do, and I have to, you know, live up to that, you know, and I started appreciating that responsibility, you know, instead of just trashing it. And through the journey as a rehab, through counseling, through everything, you know, I sort of found myself, you know, and I decided to this is a journey I want to take. Today I'm a year and 7 days or 8 days clean.
Wow.
And
wow, congratulations.
And
wow.
I guess everybody find out when I tweeted, because no one knew really. You know, it's only when I was a year clean, which is about last week on the 8th, that then I just decided to tweet. I said I'm a recovering drug addict, and today I'm a year clean. And then I started getting calls, and now I'm feeling a man, you know.
Wow.
And then so that caught me off guard, but I didn't realize that, you know what, let me just talk about it. My mom knows that we talk about it, my family, my friends, why not? So that be it.
But then what was that one thing when you were in counseling? Because we're talking about a young man who has businesses, who doesn't drink, who doesn't smoke, who one day takes ecstasy, and then for the past 7 years is just living under this cloud. There must have been something that triggered that, because you can't just make such a huge step. I mean, I understand there was peer pressure, but there's something about Usogisi that made him do what he did and just carry on for the next 7 years.
If we understand that, what made you be stuck?
Yes.
Okay, look, addiction is a disease that we need to first understand. You know, it's very impossible that you can heal yourself. It's very impossible that you can pull yourself out. So, if you understand what I'm saying. Usugula, usungaboni, uzoba nenhlanhla if you realize ukuthi uyagula, wa accept ukuthi uyagula, and then you go seek for help. So what made me stay in that long is to deny the fact that I had a disease. And the disease is addiction. I denied that. Not that I had it covered, I had it under control, and I know what I'm doing. You know, only when I accepted, look, I need help. And when that help came, they made me realize that all along I was sick.
How long were you in rehab for?
I was in rehab for, you see, rehab is working two different ways. Some rehabs focus on just counseling you, and the rehab it was medical and counseling. So you don't.
Were you an inpatient or an outpatient?
Inpatient for half the time, which is about 2 to 3 weeks, and then outpatient for a year. I still go to meetings twice a week.
That's wonderful.
You know, because I mean, addiction is not curable. There's never a day whereby I'll be cured.
Yes.
You know, I'll be an addict for life. It's just that you decide if you're a recovering addict or an active addict.
Yes.
So I mean, I am a recovering addict, but it's a life thing. You know.
So it's been a year.
Yeah.
And a couple of days. When you wake up in the morning and you think of what are the differences you can see? Because I heard somebody saying that when you come off of drugs, when you've been off for a while, all of a sudden the trees look greener. The music even sounds different. You know, how do you feel?
You know, it's like it's a new world. I'm still trying to find my footing. You know, I mean, 7 years is a long time.
Yes.
You know, there's still things that I'm not sure if I understand well, or you know, sometimes I tell my friends that I feel like being overseas.
Yes.
You know, but it's a nice experience as well. You know, because it's like uzaliwe kabusha and
rediscovering things.
You know.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that you missed. There's a lot of people have a big time, but you didn't even see it.
Yes.
You know, but now you're seeing it, and you know, at the same time, you do have that miss the old days type thing, and that's a devil in you that you need to fight. You know, I don't have cravings anymore, but I still have thoughts.
Yes.
You know, so I have to fight those thoughts. You know,
and then your friends. Did you have to change your friends, or were you one of those people who's lucky enough so you've moved on to the other side of the couch? You was still with your friends.
Well, I took a decision even though it was a highly advised a rehab that I even changed the number, you know.
Yes.
I changed everything. I decided to go to each and every one of them and tell them that, listen, soon I'm going to be going to rehab. Soon I'm going to be going to rehab. Now I'm going to rehab. Now saying, Pumile, I don't do this anymore, and I want you to support me. You know, they've advised me, which I mustn't be your friend, but I'm not going to do that. But understand the journey that I'm in and support me. So, you know.
So has everybody respected your journey and not tried to tempt you?
Exactly. In fact, in fact, they try to protect me. Sox we club in uhamba nobani. Ngicela uhamba nawe because ngifuna ukugada masesiphuma.
Wow.
You know that type of thing. So I'm lucky ukuthi basekhona. I've never even felt ukujajeka, otherwise angabe ngikho la today. You know, I mean, I would have turned down the invitation because I wouldn't even want them to think that I'm discrediting or I'm seen to be opposing the movement type of thing. You know, so I'm you know, banginikele lo freedom. Do your thing. Do your thing. Phuma kuthina nathi uphuma kwena but supporter. You know what I'm saying? That type of.
Now, I was under the impression that you were married, but you actually aren't married, right? You're not married.
I'm overdue. I'm overdue, and I think. Yeah, I'm long overdue. I mean, I've got God bless me with someone who I don't know what's the word, but. I'm sure you'd understand. I know what's the word to use. I'm not to perfect or whatever word that I can't find now. But we've been together for a very long time. I mean, it's over.
And she stuck through all of this.
She stuck through.
When did she come in? Did she come in at the beginning or in the middle?
She came in before I even knew there was drugs.
Really?
You know.
Oh no, wow. Wow. And she stood by you.
Yes, she did.
Wow. So what is in the future for Isogis? Because you've been sleeping, you know?
Yeah.
And Maja, you need to plan way forward. Amazingly enough, I must say, drugs didn't change your appearance. You're still very fresh-faced.
Look, umuntu othandayo to investigate and inform myself about things, you know, and I used to Google a lot. What are the side effects? What must you do to make sure, you know, there's things like drink a lot of water, do this. Just like alcohol.
Oh, I need to Google that. I need to Google the alcohol part.
I'm not saying that's what worked, but I'm just saying what I was very conscious of. I'm eating poison, and therefore I need to take this step, that step, this step for me to always stay safe.
But the thing that I'm noticing here is that although you knew what you were doing was wrong, because you're very, very smart, we can't take that away from you because you're doing something bad, but you're doing everything else around to make sure that although it's in the MB, I need to prevent certain things. It seems like a very, like even though you were asleep, your mind didn't stop working.
Yes, but that's the most dangerous thing.
That is very dangerous. As she Googled alcohol abuse, that is very dangerous.
Because now I would justify it.
Yes.
You know, I would go Google. I would go alcohol versus ecstasy, and then they would list all the
my
you know,
goodness,
and then
so
I would count, and I would justify that I don't drink. I'm still safer. You know, and I'm just sinking.
So what's in the future for you, Solis?
Look, okay, that on the side. Yeah. I'm working on my businesses because I think that is my first love. You know, a lot of them were linked into entertainment. DJing is still going well, but I need to be more involved. You know, a lot of people in Akalanabo, they've had some great successes.
I was about to say, do you feel as though some of your peers have gone further and you feel as though you've been stuck in one place?
Well, the first 3 months when I came out and came sober, that was the problem, you know. But then I realized, you're not going to move forward if you keep on looking next door. You know what I'm saying?
I love this man. Can we keep him here for another hour? I'm sorry. This is just amazing. Wow. So I'm really, really, really proud of you.
Thanks.
You don't understand. It's not about what it is that you've done. It's about the person that you are right now. You open your mouth and I feel like shutting up. Like, you do this. You just do this because, wow. And the thing is that you're going to touch so many people's lives. And I hope and I pray that everything goes the way that you want it to go and supersedes all your expectations. And I also want to say thank you very much because coming here and talking about this is not the easiest thing. But I told you I tried to make it really easy for you.
Yeah.
But the part thing is, there are so many people that are listening right now and you're going to change somebody's life. Somebody's going to wake up tomorrow and they're going to go, I want to go to rehab.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, you know, and I hope, you know, they say recovery is a selfish process. I must first come out before I start even thinking of pulling other people, you know. And right now I'm in that place whereby I'm just trying to serve myself, you know. And I think one day will come whereby I will have the courage to come to save other people, and then the message will be, you can come out of it. You know, my message will be more to the people about God. You know, there's another message about don't do drugs, don't but to someone who is stuck there and is doing wrong and has lost everything, you can come out of it. You just need to put your mind into it, accept that you are sick, share it with your family. They need to understand that you are sick, you know, and find a way to pull yourself out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sogis, Siyabonga.